Well, howdy there. Oh my gosh, it was such an exciting day. How you doing? How you doing? Just asking. So it is now 7:11. 7:11. Are those guys still in business? I don't know. So this is Wednesday. So it's been a week since I caught that swarm. And I have a story to tell you. Today was such an exciting day in the bee world. So what I did was I took that hive down last night and I put it. Oh, so I took that down last night and I put it over yonder, and I've been bouncing two hives back and forth all day because what they want to do is they want to go back. They want to go back to their original home, right? It's like, no, I belong up here. So what I do is I use two hives, two nuke hives. And so when I initially took the hive apart, because I put that on that last night, and so this afternoon around noonish, I came out. I should have done it early in the morning. You know, all that hindsight stuff. Where does all that hindsight stuff go when you need it? You need it on vacation or something. Uh, so, so I went ahead and put all the frames in there, and so what I've been doing today, all day after doing that, was when that hive would fill back up, I'd put it over like yonder, over here. I'd put it where that one's at, right? And then I'd take that one and put it up there, and then when that one's I'll put it up there. And I did that all day after 12. So what happened? It was really cool. Should have got on camera, but you know, next time. I was just so busy. And so what they would do is I would put that right there, and they would run right in that corner. So I'd put this here, and they'd come running out right into the corner and go in. There's my home. I have found it. But what happens is they'll come back, they'll go drop their pollen or something, even though I took them up from up there and I put them over there and they ran into the hive and maybe they dumped their load or whatever. Gotta keep that angle of that sun. Maybe I should put it over here. Yeah, try that. Try that one. Yeah, that's better. Ooh, that's nice. So, so what they did is they run right in. So once I felt that one was all done, I'd do the switcheroo, you know, because that would be all filled up like it's getting filled up now. I wouldn't call it filled up. Now, the first time I took that down and I put them in the peach hive, because this is now my peach hive. I got my main hive, I got my peach hive. So when I first took that down and shook them in the peach hive, I put one of those, you know, one of my Trader-made nuke boxes, and I put it up there, and because I wanted to go and drill a bigger circle. Because what I did, I don't know if it's a good idea. I don't know if it was a good idea. It might have been a good idea. So what I did was I took this and I put this in the bee hole. No, the bee hole. And it fit just perfect. Wasn't that cool? Fit in there, and I put this angle into the hive like this. So I had this sitting this way, and I had them side by side, and I had it like that going into the hive. Well, I couldn't see whether or not the bees were actually going in, you know, because this is black. It was black as a night. Lua, 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 lua. And so I pushed it in there. I pushed it in the peach hive and in the baiting nuke. And I did see like bees that were coming outside of it, but I couldn't see if they were coming out and in the hive. Had it in too far, maybe, I guess. Anyway, so I'm check, make sure it's not one in there. Okay, come out, sting me in my eye again, and so, but I didn't like the uncertainty of it. So I might use it for channeling some other time. So I'll put this in my my bee box for future creativity of something. And so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna I'm gonna probably leave that one up. So I'll probably leave that one up because you can see, um, you know, what it's doing now. And I really don't think there's that many in there. But I tell you what, man, when I was first doing that, there was a lot of them. I watched thousands of girls go. So when I put that box down there, when they're doing that, and I put that box right in front of the other one, boy, they just skedaddled into the peach hive, the one with the flowers. Boy, they couldn't get in there fast enough. Oh, there's home, because the queen's pheromones are shooting out the front and the bottom down there. And so when I would put that hive from up, one of the hives from up there, I put it right by the entrance over here. They could smell her pheromones coming out of the bottom of that beehive, of the peach hive. And I just watched them just, just run right into it. But the problem is, if they're in there fiddling around and they remember navigating already, and they just fly out, and they go get some pollen, they're still going to go back to that one. Because they remember navigating this morning, and so I'm having them go into there from the other box, but they're not navigating. Maybe some are, but a lot of them aren't, so, or not. So that keeps, getting quite a few bees, but it sure got a lot less in it now. I have transferred these boxes back and forth probably 6 times each. So that's a dozen. So, yeah, I'd sit here for like 20 minutes, until it looked like there was no more bees coming out of the one in front of the peach hive, and I would rotate them. And seems like it's worked pretty good. The hose, not so sure. Just because it plugged that hole in the hives, because I drilled that one out bigger this morning, so this would fit into it. Drain hose, washer, and so and I'm kind of squished this so it would fit right in the crack of the peach hive, and that's how I had it set for a while. Until I just felt uncomfortable about it. I just don't know. I sure wish that pipe was clear. I can see what's going on. So that might be something I'll do, is get a clear pipe, crystal clear pipe. And so when I do this kind of thing, I can actually tell if they're going in. But the way I got it set up right now, I think it works even better than, the pipe dream one. I don't know, I think that was a pipe dream. Like a thought comes to our head, we kind of go with it because, it seems like a good idea at the moment. Maybe it works sometimes, maybe it don't. Sometimes it works extraordinarily well. Yeah. And so for me, because if I had somewhere I could have taken it 2 miles for a couple weeks, I would, buckled up that hive this morning and, took it somewhere for 2 weeks and then brought it back. But I don't have nowhere to take it for 2 weeks. So I had to be creative. But I think this is working. So I've transferred between the two of them a dozen times today. Really close to that. And there's not quite as many bees up there compared to the first time after I dumped them in the peach hive. And now, not even close. Still quite a few though. Now a lot of those may be from girls that've been out all day and they're just coming back home, Just come back home and going, what? Where did everybody go? Oh my gosh! Is there a party somewhere I don't know about? Hey, kitty, 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 kitty. This is a like a highway for cats. They go back and forth right here in front of me. Different cats all day. This is like their. I think I've seen like six different kinds of cats just nosing back and forth in front of me here. That one looks like a. That's an old one. Yeah, he's an oldie. He's moving really slow. He could be a feral. I don't know. Yeah, we got a few ferals around here. People move and they don't take their cats. Or they couldn't find their cat when they moved, and oh well, we gotta go. Who knows? Yeah, so this hive, the main hive, yes, again, it did do the big navigational flight, but about the same size as yesterday. Nothing spectacular as far as the navigational flight on the main hive. It's going to be a long time before there's a navigational flight on the peach hive. But boy, did she run out. Boy, they, not her, but they, I was really surprised how much comb that they made in just 7 days. And she is in there laying right now. She had already laid eggs before I pulled it. Whoa. That is like lickety split. So all those resources, wherever they came from, when they swarmed in, they all had the carry-on full of stuff. And so they commenced building right away. And they built every cone structure that they got on those frames that I made. Every section, there's a section in either corner. Each section is now about that big on average. And I put these little squares in each corner as a starter, little wax that already had the imprint of a comb. And that's where they started their combs, right? They started making the comb in both corners. So I got made out frames, comb, coming down right where I put those little patches. All 6 frames. Yeah, it just made sense. Obviously now it does make more sense because it certainly did work. Otherwise they wouldn't have known. They would have just started. I gave them a. They have certain things that they instinctively do, and if we know what those are, we can train them to do certain things that we want them to do in the way that we want them to do them. And that's what I do. Knowing what they can do, I go, I wonder if I do this or that or this or that. So we got a lot of blackberry flowers open today, and they are all up and in them right now. Those bees are all in those flowers. They're a purplish, whitish blackberry flowers. So they got plenty of food. This peach hive's got plenty of foods. They'll be able to just, they don't have to go very far. Gonna save on gas, you know what I'm saying? Save on electricity. EVs. Yeah, it's right next to their hive. They're just going outside the door going, hey, honey, anything I can get for you? I'm making a run to the backyard. So you think I can pick? And so, yeah, done deal. They have been transferred, and I didn't get a bee sting in my face again. Boy, that'd have been strike 3. I might have been out. Yeah. So, because I was so busy transferring those beehives back up to the peach tree, back to the peach hive, back up to the peach tree, that I kept my veil on the whole time. This little, oh, it ain't here now. It's okay. Everything's calmed down now. They were so confused because I'd take that box down, put it down there, and most of them would actually go into the peach hive, but then I'd watch some of them just go beeline it right straight up to the other hive, up in the peach tree. Yeah. And the problem is if I don't keep that cycle going long enough, and they're out of that hive too long, they won't have any of the queen's pheromone on them, and the main peach hive won't let them in. They'll see them as marauders and they'll kill them. So I don't want them to go up in that, stay in that peach tree too long. So what I'll do is at nighttime, I'm going to close their door at nighttime and then set them there and open the door, and that pheromones, because there's a lot of pheromones coming out from the little groove down there, you know, their little entryway. She's like, man, if you were sitting here, you'd smell all that bee stuff. I'm like, gosh, it smells, I don't know how, it smells like sweetness. I don't know. Really. But not just honey. It's not just a honey smell. It's like a sweat, bee sweat. Or something. Sweaty bees. You know, it's a really nice aroma, but it's kind of like mixed in with a bunch of other stuff like honey, bee sweat, bee sweat. You know, propolis maybe, just all kinds of different mixtures, and it makes this aroma that just fills this whole area with honeybee smell, like honey, which is why so many animals are attracted to that stuff, man. Oh, I'm gonna go get Mama Bear. Let's go get these things, right? And so there you go. Went pretty smooth. Didn't have to drive them 2 miles and wait for 2 weeks. The last time I did this, I had them in front of my first hive. I had moved them from my driveway. Then I moved them to underneath the cherry tree to pollinate my cherries. And I said, okay, now we're going to the backyard. Oh my gosh, I think 5-6 nights in a row, I did basically the same thing. But what I would do before, I would just take the ones that ended up back on in the front after I brought the hive back here, and I would take them in the morning or at night. I don't remember. I think it was at night. Yeah, around midnight, knowing they were all in there. I'd come back here and I'd just turn the box upside down, boom, boom, boom. Then go put the box back up in front, catch the ones the next day. And that went on for 5-6 days. Yeah. And then one day, I think like the 6th or 7th day, there was like a cluster, it was a little cluster the next morning. And I think I had a little tiny shot vac that I just sucked them up into a little chamber, and I just went and put them in the hive. Didn't hurt them. It's just the air sucked them right into this chamber. It was a non-screen chamber, and when they got sucked in, I could still see them flying around in this clear chamber. Yeah. But I won't be doing that again. I'll come up with something else. Okay, well, please subscribe, thumbs up, ring the bell. I think the mosquitoes are coming out. I got stung in my eyelid. Much worse than the bee stings in my eye, around my eyes. Mosquito sting was much worse. My eye just swelled. I didn't make any videos for 2 weeks because this whole side of my face was just all swollen from that mosquito bite. A little gnat, like it must have came from the blind side, come around and just do they think? I mean, that was pretty smart. That was a strategic move what that mosquito did. Come down right, hovered close, come right down, gently sit down on my eyelid and stung me. That was pretty clever. I got stung same size of mosquito sting a week earlier, but it was on my wrist, and that one swelled up to the same size. I saw the one that stung me here. It was a little gnat looking little mosquito. And there's quite a few of them, so I won't be out here too much longer. Let's see if I got any blueberries ready. Oh my gosh, there's so many blueberries. I'll have to take a look. I had oatmeal dinner tonight. I made some oatmeal with some uh, blackberries. Went and picked some strawberries. Grape. I used grape for the sweetener, and peach. And I threw in a few non-molested peanuts. And that was my dinner tonight. It was good. Oh yeah, it was so good. I guess I took the pan. I ate right out of the pan. I just came back here. Ate right out of the. Yeah, didn't dirty a bowl, you know. Yeah. All right. Well, doggone it, man. So what I did is I put these little water trays. So it's sometimes I'll put water, sometimes I'll put 1-to-1 sugar water. Because if they're thirsty, if it's dehydrated, it'll help keep your hive healthier. Like here you go, watch. So I've got these little things here. Did you drink them all up? Oh nope, still got some. So they'll just sit in there and they'll. Sometimes I'll go to fill them up, and I didn't see a bee inside of them. I'm kind of at an angle, and I'm just filling up. All of a sudden, the bee's head pops up. I was about to drown her. She was in there licking the bottom of the bowl, and I'm just reaching over and filling up, and out pops a head. It's kind of funny. I like it. That's just fun for me. So. Especially when I had the ones up there, when I had the peach ones up there, I had those trays up there, and I can't see how full they were and so I was just going along and kind of looking at the rims. All of a sudden, the bee comes popping up out of the cab, because it was down there, cleaning the rims. It was funny. I enjoy that kind of stuff. What I also noticed, though, that there is a lot of fanning going on in the peach hive. There can't be too much moisture. There can't be too much heat. I think what they're doing, you can decide for yourself. I am too. I'm doing that. They're trying to get the queen's pheromones out as much as possible to draw all the girls out that are out to come there. They're all just fanning like crazy, and there is no good reason for them to do that other than that. There's no way that big empty box can be too hot. It was in the shade all day. There's no way that too much moisture. It was dry when I put them in there. So they're even coming out and fanning. So they're inside fanning, and they're just trailing behind each other and fanning all the way to the outside on the landing board, trying to get her pheromones out. Yeah, because there's a lot of them. Like you can see them, there's a lot of them up there still. Still quite a few. So I'm going to lock those girls in there in a couple hours. Yeah, that's what I'm going to do. Lock them in there. Y'all locked up. Oh, yeah. Yeah, that was kind of the day today. Just getting them transferred and not having them get abandoned, because that was like, geez, what was initially when I first transferred to the peach hive, geez, it looked like about 1/3 went back up there. Yeah, that wasn't gonna do it all. Those were the girls that had been out bringing in all the food that the queen needs to, and they need to build the comb and feed. Now they have babies in there now, and they need that food to feed the babies, and so yeah, my goal was to get as many to re um, navigate as possible. And after watching the first 3 times I did the exchange, the first 3 times there was a nice trail coming from the one. So I take it down instead of there. There was a nice trail coming right out of that box into the peach hive. Nice, just thick, just. Oh, yeah, there she is. Yeah, about 3 times in a row. Then over the transfers, less of a thickness of a trail going into the peach hive, then less and less. And now they're just kind of wander. A few will wander in now and then, and the other ones go from there, fly right back up to there. No, I like it up here. Oh, could have been the ones that made the decision to go there in the first place. Instead of going to the big house, they went to the small house, and now they're all upset. No, I chose this one. The little click is up there. Yeah. All right. I guess that's it. So I'm gonna rebait all my nuke hives, and try for another swarm. Now there's something that I learned. Now whether I learned it or not is not relevant as much as it is what I've come to the realization, the conclusion of, right, of what I think. So back in, I don't know, end of March-ish, April, I noticed a lot of marauders around my main hive. I was thinking, doggone, they're starting early. And I did not have any baited hives out at that time. I think I had one, but I hadn't baited it. So in other words, and so after this, after this swarm came here, about 2 days later, I didn't see any more bees entering any of my baited nukes. Before that, they were all up in all of them. So they all came likely from that same swarm. They were all checking it out for this particular group that was getting ready to swarm. They were all scouts, so they send out hundreds of scouts when they're ready to go. Good for them. Increases their odds, right? Yeah. They had 6 places to choose from right here. Like, I don't know. We got so many choices, Missy. Which one? That's funny, man. So I'm going to rebase. So I'm going to really be attentive to when I see marauders bouncing around my hive. Oh, I need to go and rebait my hives, make sure it's all fresh smelling, make sure there's no cobwebs and spiders in them, because spiders come in pretty quick. A spider can come in a day or so, overnight, and then a bee comes in, senses that spider, gone. They are not gonna occupy that hive if there's something in it, like a spider or earwigs or ants or something. They ain't coming in. They're not going that hive. So it's probably best to check your hive every morning, because typically a swarm is going to occur somewhere between 10 a.m. and 2 in the afternoon, predominantly between 12 and 2 when they swarm, because they want to get settled in. They don't want to be flying around at night, right? It's like, so they have instincts. So it's so on average, it's going to be between 12 and 2. Now, it can be between 10 and 7, but on average, 12 and 2. Now, mine came in at 2:30. I think it was pretty close to that, 2:30, right around there, 2:30. And but there's the mosquitoes, but they were already working. Their plan was already well over before that. Their plan was over probably by 10 o'clock in the morning. They were just getting all their stuff and, filling up their bags of food and, okay, it's 2 o'clock, let's go. It's time to hit the air. Yep. Did you fill up your carry-on bag? Let me see. You can get more now. And yeah, so they used all that stuff to get that comb built out that fast. They came in with a load. Okay, I'm done for tonight. Mosquitoes are coming in, and you have a great evening, day, morning, afternoon, all those. Subscribe, thumbs up, ring the bell. Bye now. I have 3 hives. One's temporary. Temporary. Yeah. There it is.